Hey everybody. So Miranda and I were getting ready to make a trip down to Chittenden yesterday, and it's kind of the only time we had to go. Summer's just seems like it's flying by this year. But anyways, we're pretty much out of canned salmon, and we have no smoked salmon anymore. So what we're gonna do, we went through our freezers, and we think we have enough salmon to make it through to the next year. We're gonna end up canning quite a bit of it. Jarring it. All of our spooned meat from last year that we would normally have canned, it didn't get canned, so we're going to can that. We hold on to all of our salmon bellies, so there's all the bellies from our fish that we caught last year. They're going to get smoked and then canned. We're going to make a small batch of salmon jerky, and we have that much halibut left over from last year, plus we just caught a bunch more, so this is going to be our first year canning halibut. See how that turns out. But anyways, we're going to start working our way through this. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting the back half off where there's no bones in the fillet. So I just run my fingers, I can feel the bones right there. You can actually hear them. So I just run it till I can't feel them anymore, and I cut that off. These are going to be the salmon candy. We're going to leave the skin on these guys. This is going to be what we're going to can. So some of it's going to get smoked. Some of it I'll leave the skin on so we can smoke it. But some of it we're just going to can straight without smoking it for like salmon patties and stuff like that. So I'm taking the skin off these right now, and we're going to get those jars packed. And then when we have enough of those jars packed, then I'll start leaving the skin on, and these will get brined in the morning. Well, there's what's left of the spoon meat. That bag was still kind of froze. If you don't know what the spoon meat is, that's what we scrape off with a spoon.
That one's I am the bomb.
Well, we just got done cutting up all the halibut. I'm just gonna finish getting it in the jars.
Just vinegar.
So Miranda's wiping the rims down with vinegar. And we added 2 tablespoons for the pints and then 4 for the quarts of halibut. This is what we're going to have for candy and jerky. And then this is all going to get smoked, and which has the bone in it. Remember, I left the bone in there. It's going to get smoked and then put into jars just like that. Tonight we're going to start the brine for the jerky. It's going to go for 12 hours. Then when we wake up in the morning, I'll put the candy in for 3 along with that. And then we've got 3 or 4 bags of bellies over here I got to work through in the morning. So for just the normal smoked salmon that we'll be jarring and the candy salmon, what we're doing is a 1 cup to 1 cup ratio of kosher salt and brown sugar. What we do is we put our fillets bottom of the pan here, skin down. She'll put a layer of salt, and then we go meat to meat, and we do another layer. In the garage here we got our salmon in the brine. This is going to be salmon jerky. It's been going for about 12, 13 hours now. So this is the jerky. It has been in the brine for how long? About 15 hours again? Probably 15 hours. You can see it's a lot more red than the bellies, which have only been in there for 3 or 4 hours. So we're going to get them all on the racks and let them get to where they're tacky. Then I'm going to fire up the smoker and we'll throw them on the smoker. Here's the big smoker. We'll get this. So we've had a fan blowing on them for a couple hours now. They're starting to get nice and tacky. Miranda's putting honey on the candy, and we're going to sprinkle some pepper on the jerky. I think them are ready to come off. Yep, pick them off. Up here, we're gonna have to keep basting the honey on these. These lower ones always cook way faster. And we cook those until the meat just wants to start falling off, and then easily comes off the skin before we pack it in the jars. Well, we pulled all the bellies and the fillets that we're gonna just can. And what you see in here now is what's gonna get vacuum packed in bags. It's all the salmon jerky and the salmon candy. We'll keep basting the honey on the candy and cook until it's done. Well, I just got the burner going on the pressure cooker out here. I just put a couple inches of water in the bottom. You can see I'm using all aluminum stuff here. I got some aluminum. I think that's 3/4 inch pipe. That's how I keep the tray off the bottom. Then I throw the aluminum grating in there. Now what we're going to do is a row of jars. And then I got more grating to go on top of each layer. So we have a total of 177 jars we're going to be putting in there. Well, we did not fit them all. I thought I could fit 160 something, but we got 150 jars in there exactly. The quartz, if I didn't do a row of quartz, I probably could have got, I think I could do another row. I can't remember though. But anyways, we're gonna do 150 in here, and we're gonna finish the other 27 in our small canner. Trying to get this thing closed up and okay, well, we got it all buttoned up. We give it some time here, see how it does. Probably gonna have to throw some sheets of plywood up on the sides to keep the wind from blowing the heat out from underneath it. It's the first time I've ever done it outside. I'll just keep an eye on the gauge, and then once I see the pressure starting to come up, then I'll bring her up to 11 pounds. That's something you guys should research on your own, what pressure you want to cook it at and what times. Everything calls for 75 minutes for the pints and 90 minutes for the quartz. So we're just cooking everything to 90 minutes because we've got quartz in there at greater than 10 PSI. I'm going to bring her up to 11 or 12. This is what I'm comfortable doing. I'm not that high above sea level. We're at about 500 feet above sea level. So anyways, we're going to do about 11 to 13-ish. Well, you can see I put some boards up to hold the heat in. It's been like 2 to 2.5 hours. We finally got up to 11 pounds, and we've been blowing steam out for 10 minutes. So I'm going to start my timer, hold that. Switching over to that other burner meter, it helped a lot. Well, it's been 5.5 hours. Timer just went off. I'm gonna shut the propane off here. Okay, well, here's what we got done. So, turned out. Beans didn't turn out the greatest, or some of the beans didn't anyways. Pretty much the majority of the jars, I think we had like 4 or 5 that didn't seal. Turned out pretty good. And here's the salmon candy. We just got done vacuum packing that. And the jerky. That'll go in the freezer. That turned out really good. Tastes really good this year.